All right, back to work saving this kingdom. Let's ride. What's up, everyone? It's Lokioran here. And a bit of a scramble here as I try to finish out this run before the Coven drops. I'm recording on April 11th here, so only 3 days
Behold,
for me until
cities
the
of man, ruined.
the Coven drops. But that is a lair.
Think carefully. Today
We don't have the Sprawl book, but
tomorrow's regret.
all right, nobody wants to go to the lair. But pop that out. Pop in burn salves somewhere. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Sucks to pick up a stress on everyone, but that is a lair boss
Must be met
that
with
could
unwavering resolve.
be a good trophy for us, and also potentially some good a good trinket for Bonnie. Greater Gilded Mind is good, but you know, we could be getting some of the other options here. Also, I just wouldn't mind getting like Snappy Swig or something to show up. Oh yeah, we put a combo point on all of them. I'm down. Oh, only on one person? Well, that's less ideal. But that is more ideal. Yes, Audrey. Already loving the look of this. And we are packing a pretty upgraded formation here, so it is kind of an appealing time to be just going for these kills. Yeah. Okay, that doesn't really do anything. The one downside of all this is that Audrey is not particularly good against the
strength dwindles.
ugh. Anemic is not useful. So Bonnie is not particularly good against the Librarian, but I think we will find our way through here. Nice dodge. Oh man, we can't hit with anything here. Well, I guess we just crit for the maybe stress heal. Here we go.
Straightforward and effective.
At this point, we're kind of just waiting for the next escalation, which is, you know, also probably our last good opportunity to get to grab lair bosses before we're going to start seeing them really buffed. Which is not something I'm necessarily looking to do. All right, before we dive in, Magnesium Rain really does nothing. I think I'd rather have Blinding Gas here. You can't even smoke screens, so we are just kind of throwing Firefly out there, it seems. That's fine. We are a Venom drop, so we are looking to Poison Dagger as much as possible. We can Shadow Fade into huge Blight bonuses. And this looks fine. Maybe we bring in Command? I don't know where we'd bring it in, though. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I think we're set up here. Yeah, so let's face the lair. I definitely recognize from a like strategy perspective that this is probably not the safest thing to be doing. Alright, Anemic has a 15% chance of triggering.
Reason
15%.
and insight.
I believe it has now triggered 3 times in a row. That is statistically
Slow dissection.
unlikely. Get out of here.
Unavoidable end.
Alright, already making me want to have command here. Alright, nice dodge. Which I'm assuming was, oh, it's from the crit, probably. There we go. That guy's dead. That guy's gone. Wonderful. And we'll just Retribution and kind of tank up here.
A steady subtraction, an invariable result.
There we go.
They falter.
Pick to the face, continuing to do its job. And once again, we find ourselves, ooh, do we get greedy? Yeah, we get greedy. Nice. Because now this has a chance to be double lethal. That's lethal for sure. Oh, off by 1. That's too bad. We almost had it. We almost had it. Almost had the double lethal. I mean, guess it gets 1 turn and then we win. That's fine. Do love resisting the movement, or hitting the movement resistance here. Let's have this guy relax. Ooh. 5 to 7. I'd much rather have the Grave Robber hit with that. So we'll just stall for a turn here.
A deliberate and methodical appliance of harm.
Yeah, there we go. Let's just get big. Your pummel means nothing to me. And now we just start the beatdown here.
A brilliant conclusion. Excellent work.
So it is unfortunate that the so the Grave Robber can't, or the Runaway cannot punch through the burns here on the Librarian. He is immune to burn, which is very unfortunate. Decimal System is something. Decimal System's got to go fast. Charred Litany's not bad. Parrying Patriarch is quite appealing. Wow, all these are good. Man, this is a loot table right here. Yeah, we're definitely doing this. Ooh.
The conflagration must be stopped.
Huh.
The librarian must
34.
be destroyed.
What does that mean? Interesting. So, I'm a little unclear what that means. Is it still going to take him 3 here?
An unavoidable
Is this an unintended 19? That's not half a 34. I mean, with that, it might be. Oh, man. That was suboptimal. Yeah, well, the good news is we had characters kind of land where we want them to be. Cooldown 2. Huh. Guess she'll just shadow fade out of existence here. Because you can't... Yeah, you can't poison dart from there, so we'll just move up one. There we go. Alright, so he did kill it in 2. Oh, that was beautiful. We love that. Yeah, we don't love smokestack. That is less appealing.
Agony by accumulation.
But that's really interesting.
Haste and carelessness, hallmarks of the unprepared.
Alright. So this time we're actually going to get to see, because that is not... Maybe it's just like kind of a... It's almost like a visual bug kind of thing. Like it's still... This is still a 2 stack, so it's just going to be... It's going to take 2 hits, and it just doesn't... It just struggles to round properly because the it's not intended like this. This is sort of, they developed this after the time here. All right, we're 0 for 2 on that. Actually going to Defender the Grave Robber here. Okay, it is just 2. Okay, that makes sense.
An opportunity squandered.
So it is just... So this is 3. So the buff is very misleading, but that is what is happening ultimately here. Well... Ah. We do get Lethal Feint back immediately, which is... Oh, that's kind of cute. Hits for 7. Sure. We need raw damage output at this point. We are going to fix that burn. Because he page burners, and then he's just kind of dead, right? Yeah, he's just dead. There we go. Librarian down.
Feel the flame, burning bright
Ton of good
for all
loot
the
there.
world to see.
So, immediately... Enlightening Element, quite good. Bodkin, though, is quite not good. And... What is it that you had that's generating... You're generating dodge... Oh, you're generating dodge from an element. Yeah, Pairing Patriarch. Much better than Bodkin, I think. Don't think we're ever using Temptation. Quite like Greater Guild. This Gilded Mind has felt kind of good. I mean, you don't really do anything with stun resistance piercing, but apply to attacker and hit extra burn, which relates to Sacred Scribblings. Maybe that's not... I don't know if that's good enough, though. You know what? We'll just get rid of those. Get rid of that as well. We'll try to save the Bodkin a little longer. Strongbox we just don't have room to equip. Which does make me think Yearning Despair is probably out. This seems really good, but I don't think we're going to use it. Yeah, those adrenaline tonics, though, are quite appealing. But that's for another day. Oh, nice, a Creature Den. That's a nice pickup. So one thing I do know that's coming in the Coven DLC, which will be quite nice, is in storage. So when we do that in future, like I'll just go to like my central hub in wherever I designate that to be, and just leave like my relevant stuff there. So like, you know, trophies I've acquired along the way that I don't feel compelled to keep using, we'll just drop them there and hang out. Oh, the denial.
Steady yourself.
Man, do they want her dead.
For who knows what lurks in the beyond.
We are stun resisting a trillion. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and just defend our Bonnie here. Give her a bit of protection. Run and hide and get that regen going as well. Could get cute about this. Do we do that? No, I think we just heal ourselves first.
A small reprieve from this carousel of horrors.
Kind of needed the Grave Robber to dodge that. Dodge that is good. Now we do the beatdown here. But now the Plague Doctor is, yeah, much more healed. And now the Runaway can get healed up. Just, you know, just about as much. But without costing me as much. Alright, there we go. Alright, min rolling damage isn't exactly what we want to be doing here. There we go. That's what we needed. Alright, please be eligible. Boom. That's what we wanted to see. Nice, you know, almost full heals there.
Though unpleasant in the extreme, this work is noble and necessary.
I don't think this sharpness charm is getting used. I just don't see a world where Bodkin's getting used, so I think we get rid of Bodkin. I don't think Slimulette is ever getting used.
Sharpen your blades, that we may properly excise our
-2
portion.
food to blight the party. We do have a bunch of food. No guarantee what it'll use, though. But we're not leaving. Yeah, sure. Yeah, less blight resistance is kind of appealing, isn't it?
Excellent work.
Kind of missing having Magnesium Rain right now. Forgot to put that back in. Oh, the 50-50? Ah, we tried. If we get a Necrophagia here, it is what it is. Yeah. Had the 50-50 there. I mean, we can just carve through its block pluses, too. And Lightning Element parrying Patriarch is one of my, like, favorite combos here. Because if you have a character who's fast enough, like, they do just, like, print Dodge Plus tokens for free. Which is quite nice. Oh, off by 1. That's unfortunate. Get out of here. Now we have to worry about this dog beating us down.
A steady subtraction.
Of course, I make that decision not to grab a command. And my reward is that immediately command would have been real useful here. Alright, this thing is just matrix dodging us.
This road cannot be walked.
But we will take a full heal. There we go. Alrighty. I do think we're going to get cute here. It does mess up our runaway. But, it does mess up our runaway, but that's okay. I think it'll be fine. Oh, we facing... Okay, all spiders. That's fine. So if we run and hide here, it moves the Plague Doctor kind of out of position. You don't have lunge selected right now. Yeah, I think we just we'll just leave the runaway up front here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Because what we were looking to do is that. Deal just enormous chunks of blight from stealth here. Get one of them down immediately. Alright, we just have all the negative tokens. Picked up a bunch of stress for our trouble. But the good news is
unsteady stances. Exhaustion takes hold.
the good news is that the Man-at-Arms is pretty durable.
Hold fast, for who knows what lurks in the beyond.
Bolster our stress back down. And let's see. I mean, sure. Oh, that's unfortunate. Nice stun resist at least. Our poor Man-at-Arms is not doing a whole lot, is he? Alright, Plague Doctor's last here. And that should be double kill. Nope, it is not. There we go. And now we just finish out with a nice battlefield medicine.
Welcome relief from caustic agony.
And we get discount on trinkets. Not the most exciting, but it is a mastery point. Stress is a little high. Do we have anything to mitigate stress? We have candles and chocolate. Got that Stitcher's kit as well. Don't think that's sharpness terminates. I just don't think Slimulet's getting used. I think we ditched that at this point. We keep Charred Litany and Greater Heartseeker as potentials. Man, I gotta dump these baubles somewhere. This is an ongoing problem of I cannot get rid of the money. The yips is not good. Alright, less flame drain. That is good. Alright, we successfully guessed. Alrighty. So we can get there from here. And these are the two inns we need to kind of upgrade. So let's make some swaps on our people. Because we do have the duelist there who has a second round of partisans. But let's do some swapping here. It's time for Barristan's still good. Wow, we're actually all of our characters are still pretty resilient here. If I swap in the Highwayman, what does that do to our relationships? Okay, that's a good fit. Alternatively would be the Crusader. But the Highwayman's pretty set up for what I want him to be doing. And then maybe we go on Barristan. Maybe we just give Barristan a stress break.
Relief for those
bring the Crusader in. Who unfortunately doesn't have a way to move like the Man-at-Arms does, but still pretty good. This feels pretty good. Do we need the Leper for anything? It kind of doesn't feel like we need the Leper. Kind of doesn't feel like we need to make any of these swaps, truthfully. Bonnie and Paracelsus just are really good together. Dismas for that extra damage output. He can kind of dance with Bonnie a bit. Bonnie doesn't want to dance, though. Is that the wrong idea? Do we just stick with like do we dance with the one that brung us? Like bring Barristan along again?
This one will serve.
Double tankiness, stress healing, extra healing. This is pretty strong. It's just the stress that's up. Man, this is actually kind of finicky here, isn't it?
The kingdom clings tenuously to order.
Because these are veterans, but they're the lowest grade of veteran. They don't have any of their trinkets or anything, so I'm kind of reluctant to let them fight on their own. By the same extension, this one I'm just worried that it's going to trigger in the next escalation, and we want to make sure we're feeling a bit stronger than that. Alright, so what do I want to face that? Barristan can work down his stress, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I think the Highwayman just isn't ready currently. Or the Highwayman isn't syncing well with like what Bonnie is doing. So the answer would be we do something like this. And then Barristan can drop. Maybe we even drop Retribution and use Rampart instead. That could be cute. It's not upgraded, but that's okay. I just like having Retribution around, though. Do something like this. This does seem pretty strong, and this does let Dismas Duelists advance and do stuff, but also kind of rock from the third rank. Okay. We'll do this. We'll do this. And Barristan, what are your relationships? Alright, so everyone kind of likes each other. So let's go Barristan and Paracelsus. Barristan and Reynold. Then we'll go Griddle cakes in the background. These up front. Man, that makes Reynold a beefy boy. I'm going to save that Stitcher's kit and ditch that slime mold. And trinket-wise... Oh, right. Ghastly Gruel wants him to be in rank 1. What does Reynold have? Oh, he doesn't even have... He still doesn't have a secondary trinket. That's obnoxious. Do something like that. Give him a little extra crit chance. That seems pretty decent. Bring those along just in case. Yeah. I think this is right.
Dig deep.
And if that's the
Find
case,
metal to meet this day's demands.
we'll leave the leper here. Actually, we just leave all these heroes here as like a pickup. They rest at the camp and then they swing over to the Mare's Melody if need be. But we head to the Weeping Pine. Well, the alternative is we bring the Abomination there. But I need to upgrade this in anyway. So we'll leave the Abomination here for right now. We'll head to the Weeping Pine.
The last remnants of the great dissolution.
Good with the Flagellant being over there. Guess we actually moved the Abomination back there, so we're basically going to have people at every corner. Actually, that's a good point. What if we pull those out real quick? Bring the leper in. Pop that in. Pop the Highwayman back in. Go like this. And bring the leper, who's got at least a couple of upgrades. Send him down there as well, and then we have our four corner guards, and then a crop of people for defending the inns. And we'll just move the Hellion and the Occultist over here to intercept us in case we need it. Yeah, this feels right. Alright, let's ride. Oh, and we're ambushed. Cool. Alright, well. Good news and bad news. Good news, the formation I selected, the combination I put together, does do somewhat decently at the whole moving thing. Oh, I forgot to swap in Rampart. Whoopsie. Well, whatever.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
Definitely suboptimal to have the Plague Doctor where she is, but we'll protect her for a turn here.
Encouraging.
And the Highwayman is more than capable of D'ing up from his position here. Necrophagia is unfortunate, but, you know, I could have avoided that, but I don't think it was worthwhile. Because we're slowly getting the Plague Doctor back to where she needs to be. You know what? Give me that. Give me those tokens. Ah, perfect. That's you dead. Yeah, I need to swap in something here. Because right now the Man-at-Arms does nothing if he gets moved. Kind of feels wrong to get rid of Crush, because Crush is just such a good like baseline skill. You're dead, right? You're dead. Alright, well. You're dead. So Reynaud is going to get to go here. And you're just out of position, so whatever. You're gone. You're gone. And there we go. Finally. Alright. Alrighty. 100 flame, 10 more in materials. Cool. We'll have plenty of in materials to upgrade this in. All these hopefuls. Perfect. So yeah, just kind of realizing like how little fatigue gain we had heading into this zone. Like, because nobody's hitting death's door, knock on wood. Oh, we get to Watchtower early. Does cost us an armor, though, which is less appealing. Alright, Barristan. Retribution didn't get a buff, so we will make it Rampart. We'll keep Crush around because it does give Dismas stuff. That feels fine. Do you think Magnesium Ray needs to come back in? That feels fine. Alright, let's ride. Assistance encounter. Well. Yeah, okay. We'll go with the assistance encounter. We end up losing an armor either way. Okay. Really, the question here is, like, what would that middle question mark have been? Bunch of food we don't need, in materials or food and light. I mean, yeah. 23 in materials, definitely worth having. Gets us up to 73. Okay, and we got a bunch of fights here, which is annoying, but such is life.
The lost souls of a dying world. Empty of hope and humanity.
Alright. Yeah, because now we have a much more synergistic kind of setup here. Alright, protect the child is a bit obnoxious.
A master stroke.
But we will take a nice respectful hit. That's always a good thing.
Lethality
Nice. That'll be lethal.
large.
Perfect.
A brilliant conclusion.
All right. Really liking all these hits we're making here.
All the difference.
Oh, and a nice miss. Nothing really to stall for, so let's just end the fight, I suppose.
The unrelenting application of violence yields morbid gains.
The one thing I want to make sure is ahead of the inn, we do want to have, at minimum, we want to have Defender. Probably Stand Fast, too, but, like, Defender seems really important for Barristan to have, just to be able to, like, reliably protect... Paracelsus in particular. In case she starts getting targeted. I mean, sure.
The fiend's strength doing
The altars can be quite annoying.
excellent work.
Alright, we're just taking first trumpets to the chin here. Clenching claws. Always nice to see it. You know what? Sure. We'll take aim. Why not? Just every first trumpet. All the first trumpets. Clarion Call is pretty obnoxious. But now I do get to do this thing. Knock back, lock in. I thought 2 immobilized became a daze. Which you're almost dead. You are less almost dead. So let's pop you off the
work continues.
Pop you off here. I'd love to do that heal there, but I'd much rather make sure this guy stops hitting me.
End. The smallest variable can make all the difference.
Okay, I know it's dazes. Dazes stack into stuns. I guess maybe there's a trinket that turns immobilizes and dazes. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't want to execute here because I want to heal him. So we'll stall.
Well done.
Yep, we'll just take the opportunity to kind of heal up here. And now we just beat this thing down.
Bravo.
Easy enough.
We are the flame, burning brightly for all the world to see.
I think I'm just going to leave the Dark Beam pulses out. I'm sure there's a build or something that really leverages them. I just don't think I'm ever going to do it. We'll go to one of the unknowns here. I guess we'll go straight on here. Why not? Ah, cost us a wheel. That's unfortunate. Would have been nice to be at full health heading into the infight, but we'll call it good enough.
To arms, though it brings
Vestigial
no
Entropy, you say. Drop 16 relics just not to not fight this? That actually feels kind of relevant. Yeah, sure. I know there's a bonus, but like 13 in materials, we've got 100. Like it doesn't feel like that's what this is about at this point. We've sort of crossed that threshold. I mean, I guess this is good enough. Yep. I forget, do we have the Tundra book on? We do have the Tundra book on. That was why these fights have been going so well. All right, well let's save this in. And potentially head up and go the other way, and we'll have all of our inns will be upgraded. Oh, okay, it's the big boys.
Let them come.
Double big boys. I'm glad I
The bulwark of our defense.
Do I want to noisemaker somebody here? Yeah, sure. Actually feels kind of relevant here. Kind of wish I'd equipped blinding gas here, because that's, again, that kind of would have been relevant. But now we'll just get fully D'd up here.
Measure out your violence and apply it judiciously.
All right. We'll do that to steal the, nice, we got the strength token. Sucks to waste the combo point, but unfortunately there's nothing to be done there. Alright, Reynold with his 72 HP is just kind of getting it done here. There's armor break. In fact, let's just finish that guy off. Alright, so that's one of his buddy. That's his buddy down. He is immediately going to berserk again. But once again, we just say, "Give me those tokens, bro."
Cooperation is the key.
Let's try to protect Reynold here. Just an absolute shitload of stress there. Ah, we tried. We tried to protect him there. That's perfectly fine. Because now we get to Inspire and Cry. And then we get to,
Empowered, emboldened.
Then we get to heal him for 40. And that's the kill. Yeah, it's amazing how much stronger these heroes are now. Like, actually getting the upgrades I had done, like, having all these mastery point upgrades is super relevant. Well, that's unfortunate.
But will it be enough?
Alrighty. Heroes on combat start are getting buffs here. Alright, we do want to get over there. But first of all, let's focus on the inn we're at here. Oh, that's actually wasn't the thing I needed to buy, but
This is how wars are won.
there we go. Fully upgraded. Now, do we want to have this? I mean, this does just let us kind of forget about this inn entirely. They start with a combat item too, actually.
Short
Yeah,
of
all
the
right.
next incursion. For tonight, at least.
And this inn is fully hospitaled. So we do get to heal fatigue for reduced rate. And we'll probably do that as well. That seems pretty good to me, actually.
Precious relics remind us of a time before the end.
Whittling tools can come along. Those whiskey flasks can come along for sure. Because now we can go to the physician, and who's got fatigue? You got 5% fatigue? Sure. 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 Just do everybody. Loud Snorer, Hydrophobic, Darkly Curious. Let's get Loud Snorer out of here. Braggart I'm okay with. The Yips can get right the hell out of my wagon. Slow-handed can go too.
Even the worst habits can be overcome.
I think 17 is actually the break point, so we'll do that. Food stocks are starting to get a little bit lower here.
A new variable in the equation.
And we're not... Are we looking for the Kyurgen? We're not looking for the Kyurgen anymore. So let's pop the griddle. Let's pop the griddle back in.
Your academic instincts serve you well.
Repair our wagon up. None of this really moves the needle for me. But now we can... Let's do some mastery points here. Alright, we can't change past because I foolishly spent all my money. But, gosh, is there anything you actually need? Like, these are kind of the skills I care about. You, on the other hand... Let's give Rampart its upgrade. Wicked Slice can have its take aim. PBS, give it its upgrade. Lets him create a lot more movement, which is appealing. Open Vein is also worth considering, but I think we'll live without for now. And then you're just fully gassed up and ready to go. The only thing worth considering would be Cause of Death, but I don't really feel compelled to do that right now. Alright. So now we go to the kingdom. So our Leper has signal flares for veterans. Abomination has signal flares for veterans. I do need to get the A-bomb over and like unlock some of his skills. We've got a crop of people here, which we don't really need right now because all of our people have been upgraded. So we'll actually move the Hellion back and the Grave Robber back. We'll leave Alhazred and the Runaway here just in case. But now we head over here to basically give the Duelist her flares, which I've lost track of where they are right now. I mean, they don't really, she didn't really need them. But like we head over to the Duelist and get her squared away, and then that's all of our inns. And all of our inns are well defended. All of our inns are doing stuff. And we feel pretty good about that. Sucks to go back through the tundra, but that kind of just feels like that's where we're heading. So, yeah. Alright, well, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next time as we get the escalation surge. We'll have a bunch more battles to fight, but we now have 4 heroes soon to be, that are ready to just, like, drop in and be ready for veterans, and we'll kind of push for the final battle here. We lose in 28 days if we don't get it done, so yeah. Till next time.
Blinding snow, biting winds,
and
lurking in the
yeah,
fjord.
see ya.
Oblivion